Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are. Today is Monday, October 31st. It's Halloween in most countries in the world. And this is the Evan Studios Weekly Podcast number 42. I'm your host, Stark, and with me, I have my co host and VP of Evan Studios, Isaac.
Hi everyone.
And first of all, thanks for joining us. We haven't been on in a long time. It hasn't been easy lately. First of all, let me just get a quick roll call in the chat room. Uh, Latex, Fossern, whatever you want me to call you lately. Andrew, I think you're new here, but welcome to the podcast. Era and Zelmate, thank you all so much for listening to the podcast, and everyone else that is listening but not talking in the chat, and everyone that is not listening to this live. Welcome to the podcast as well. So probably everyone is waiting for the same thing, which is news about the the shoulder patch. So let's get right to it. Um, so obviously there's a lot of people asking when is it coming out? When is it coming out? Um, but at this point, I'm just so tired of answering that question. I just stopped because I just stopped answering because I've answered it a million times. Literally, most of the times that this question is asked, it's in Discord. You can scroll up, and sometimes maybe it's because I have a big screen, but I can see the answer literally like five posts above what since last time someone asked the same question. Um, so first and foremost, when is the patch coming out? We're working really hard on it, guys. Let me start by saying that it hasn't been an easy few months for the team. A lot of stuff has been happening. We're old, first and foremost, so we get sick a lot more. All of us got sick at some point. Many of us have got sick more than once. I have like the worst, like possibly worst month of my life in like personal terms. Obviously, I've had like worse moments when I went through the situation with my parents and whatnot. But when it came to like personal health, I got sick three different occasions in August. Like I was supposed to go on vacations. I didn't go on vacations at all. I spent most of August bedridden. I had no vacations. I got COVID. I got like a really bad flu that fucked up with my stomach. Um, Even swallowing would cause me like great deals of pain. I would have to like take pills to like protect my stomach. And after COVID, I got like sick again because apparently my immune system was pretty shit, and my doctor said that most people after getting COVID will get sick like right after getting COVID. So yeah, it hasn't been easy. I haven't had any rest this year. I've been working on a lot of projects, a few of which I can obviously talk about, which is Journey Abroad. I've been working really hard to make the game, to create the maps and make the game come out. Before I shifted all my time and all my attention towards the Shota patch for Fleeting Hours. And there are a few other things that might come out, might not come out, but we are working hard on it to, we'd like to do for it to see the light of day. I've hinted for a few of them. Actually, I've downright said what I was working on a few occasions, and everybody thought I was joking, and I wasn't. But I was just teasing people, and yeah, I wasn't just teasing people. I'm actually working on a few things that it's gonna make a few people get a little excited. So I don't wanna jinx it. I don't wanna talk about it like too early on right now. Plus, we're also waiting for RPG Maker Unite to see how it works. To see if we can make a transition to Unite, because it has Unity and there's like a lot more options, a lot more stuff that we can do. But all sorts of things happen to us from sickness. Like there was a stage 3 storm in the Philippines. The CG team had to stop working for a few days. Like all sorts of shit happened to us. And silly shit too. Like my graphics card was dying. I had to buy a new computer. When I got a new computer, I got a new screen, and the pixels on this screen are so small that I can barely see what I'm working on when it's when it's on RPG Maker. So I had to get another computer monitor to put next to this monitor, so when I'm working, I can shift the stuff to that monitor on VXAs. I don't have to do that for MV, but when I'm working on VXAs, I have to shift stuff for the other monitor just so I'm able to see. Because working in maps and working with like very small pixels, it's almost impossible to do it in this computer, in this monitor. And for the ones that are curious, it's it's a Samsung 49-inch Odyssey G9. I think that's the name of the monitor. So basically, it has like a ridiculous amount of pixels. So stuff from VXAs, which is like 640 by 480, it's almost impossible to see. Like especially for someone like me, I'm blind as a motherfucker. Like I've already switched glasses like 3 times. So yeah, I had to go back to the store. I couldn't work for like a couple days. I had to go back to the store. I had to buy a new monitor, so I could see on that monitor. Because I also had to buy a new desk because I couldn't fit two monitors on my previous desk. So that's the type of silly shit that will cause people not be able to work. But it's almost irrelevant because at this point we're still waiting on the CG team to finish their stuff. And in the past, there were occasions where I was like, yeah, we could have been working more. I've been trying to motivate the CG team, but it hasn't been the case whatsoever for the Shota patch. The CG team has been working as hard as they possibly can, as fast as they possibly can. I think everyone that has been checking the preview section on Discord realizes how hard and how fast the CG team has been working on the patch. We've been trying to pull out all stops. We have we have voice acting in this patch. We have new maps. The maps that I'm gonna tease a couple right now. It's that I spent so much time working on these maps, and the difference in quality and the difference in assets from the stuff that we're working on right now in comparison to the stuff that we started releasing like 8 years ago, it's just night and day. But back then I would also make a map in like a couple hours, and now it takes me like a full day to work on a map like this. Just a single map like this takes me like a full day to make. And one of the reasons why it takes so long is because we are pretty much making a lot of these assets from scratch, instead of just buying assets or picking up free assets from the internet. We're literally making most of these assets, and the reason why we do it is to create a better mood, a better immersion, because the entire scenes actually happen exactly in these maps, and there's like no detachment where the background doesn't look at all like the map does, which is something that we used to do. We were forced to do back then because it just.
Also, since we make our own assets, our games look much more unique because nobody has assets like us.
Yeah, not even us have the same assets like us, because
yes, because you make them literally on the fly as you're doing the map.
Yeah, we just make them for this specific map right now. So yeah, and we've been spending a lot of time making maps in Journey Abroad, making maps in for the Shota patch.
The maps for Journey Abroad look freaking good, like very very good, even comparing with other maps from Evan Studios, which already are very good comparing with other maps from other RPG anti-games.
I think they look like almost like just as good as this. It's just that this one is going to be like a small patch, and the other one is going to be like a big ass game. But the biggest difference, where obviously the maps for Junior Broad beat every other map, is the resolution. Like the fact that all the assets for MV are 50% larger than every asset for VXAs.
50% is a lot.
Is a massive difference. It's a massive difference. Imagine that you have a dick, right? And you had like 50% more dick. Imagine that you have like a 6-inch dick. You will have a 9-inch dick. That's how big 50% is. It almost feels like it makes no difference. It makes a huge difference. And you know where it makes the most difference? In my eyes, when I'm working on them.
Also, no one's talking about dicks. Okay, so, okay, go on.
No, I was not talking about shoving dicks in my eyes. No. So yeah, I did the best I could in creating the assets for VXAs. If you guys look at the map, I created a lot of those assets. The shading was all done by me. None of that is RTP shading. Um, so basically, all the shades that you see to the side of the buildings and below the buildings and whatnot, that was all created by me. It's not finished, obviously, but yeah, none of those are auto tile. The bedroom, I can't show it here on YouTube, but yeah, I can show it. I can show it here on YouTube, but you guys are going to see that they reflect perfectly the entire scenes, which is something that we were already being very careful on doing in Journey Abroad. Uh, not to break the immersion and whatnot. So it's really important to us to do that. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, we've been trying to pull out all stops in all regards when it comes to the Shota patch. It's a patch that we're really passionate about because we understand how important it is to a lot of you guys in our community, and it's not just the maps, it's not just the music, it's not just the voice acting. Which Morgan asked the question, hold on, voice acting, or you mean like voice sounds like in entire scenes? We mean voice sounds like in entire scenes, but they're not like internet sounds. We actually have the voice actors voice the characters. So all the moans are going to be unique and just catered to IMA. So there's that, and there's like, okay, if this was, let's be honest, if this was 2020, if this was like 2018, whatever it was, we will probably be killing ourselves and just crunch timing for like 2 weeks straight in order to, oh no, we said October, we gotta release this in October. But honestly, I can honestly say, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. There's a lot of stuff that happened, and when people say, well, what if it causes delays? I'm like, listen, if people understand it, they understand it. If they don't, thanks for, being in the ride for this long, and good luck in your future endeavors. But right now, the only thing I care is about making the people that follow us, making our fans, making our supporters happy. So when we're making a scene and someone says, "Hey Stark, I hope you put you make it so that the guy grabs I am his air from the back," and I'm like, "Sorry guy, I forgot about it. I didn't think about it. Whatever, it's not in the scene." And then you quickly have 2, 3, 4, 5 people saying, "Oh no, what a shame. Oh wow, that will add so much to the scene, dude. Maybe another time, but yeah, that will be awesome." And you see that people are disappointed that you didn't add it. What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna worry about adding like an extra day to the deadline, and actually ask the CG team, listen, Lila, all our fans are asking, can he grab her hair from the back in this scene? And she says, well, I'll have to redraw most of the face, I'll have to redraw most of the hair. The most of the face is covered by hair, so we will actually have to draw her head and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, do it. And obviously she's gonna say, yeah, but that's going to, this scene is going to take this amount of time to make, and now it's gonna take this much amount of time to make. I'm like, I don't care. People want it. Just give people what they want. The same thing. Muku gave me a scene that later on we were like, listen, story wise, this scene doesn't make sense anymore. Make this other scene. So I drew him a sketch. I gave him. He saw the scene. Perfect. He was like, oh, that's a shame, Stark. I already have this. I already have the sketch planned. So I showed the sketch to our fans, and our fans said, wow, we really like that scene. And so I posted a poll. If I remember correctly, the poll won like 50 votes against 5 or whatever it was back then, where everyone wanted to see that scene in the game. So I was like, listen, am I going to worry about delivering the patch in like this day or this specific, or am I going to worry about giving people what they want? And honestly, I stopped. I just don't care anymore. I don't care about people crying that we are not releasing when we first said or whatever. We're working on a game. listen, if you want to see bad examples of teams that try to crunch too fast and they put out shit, at the time I used to joke about Cyberpunk, but there has been so many games since then where you have a board of directors cracking the whip, telling people we need to release the game now, but the game isn't finished. I don't care, release the game now, and the game comes out as trash, or it's underwhelming, or it doesn't, could have been a lot better if they spent an extra month, an extra 2 months, or even 2 weeks, even 2 days.
Yeah, but if the game is good at release, how the hell are you gonna sell first month DLC?
That too, but we don't do that, so there's no reason, So yeah, that's the thing. Like, we're really not worried about the release date because we know we are close to it. That's point one. And two, yeah, the CG. Not gonna lie, the CG team should be already working on the Christmas patch. Yes, we are going to have to work a little harder, but they're not that far behind. They're not. I think they're working on the last scene. They are almost done. And as soon as they're done with that, Isaac and I can focus on finishing the Shota patch that will come out whenever it has to come out. We're almost done, but and the CG team can start working on the Christmas patch right away. And our goal is to release a Christmas patch like we do every year. We always release a patch by Christmas, not a Christmas patch, but this will be the Christmas patch. Our goal is to release that usually around the 20th of December. And that's where we usually release the patch every year. Like last year it was December 18 or whatever it was. The year before that I think it was like the 22th, and I think the year before that it was like literally on the 24th.
There was one year when we were in your house celebrating New Year's Eve and we were working during the party. Remember that?
That's because we released the patch and there was like 2 scenes that we were missing.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for the CG team to finish those 2 scenes, so we took a break. We released what we had at the time, and then we added those 2 scenes in with the odd fix in
New Year's Eve, literally.
Yeah, we were working on New Year's Eve. So yeah, all I can say is that you will guaranteed get the Shota patch and the Christmas patch this year, okay? You're going to get the Shota patch really soon. You're going to get the Christmas patch, literally the Christmas patch, near Christmas, before Christmas. Even if we have to cut a scene for it, because there's really not much story. Like I just made it's basically a Christmas party and a lot of people attend and there's a lot of sex going on in the house. I think I found like a funny scenario
that's a great story
that covers a lot of kinks and whatnot. I think it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be very light mooded, so to speak. It's going to have like a light mood to it, like a joke ish to it, and it's going to bring back some of the crowd favorites. The Melvin, the Arthur, Alexandra is gonna come back. She's dating Jack. Clark is dating Fujiko. Dan and Adriana. And they're going to invite Evelyn and
everyone
and Jazz. So they're going to bring those two for Justice. So yeah, there's that. So basically listen, we're just doing our best. I promise we are doing our best. I promise. Listen, I see their work every day. The CG team is doing their best. Usually every patch there's like a couple scenes that I'm not as happy for, that when I look at the scene I'm like, oh no, I expected so much more of this scene, or we will have to redo this scene later. I don't feel like that at all about any of the scenes that they have made for the Shota patch. I literally like the Shota patch a lot. Anyway, just to give you guys an idea, Isaac, how long have you been working on the bus for the new bus for Fleeting RZF for the Shota patch, and how many days more do you think you're gonna have to be working on it?
Too long. No, since Thursday.
Also, explain the process of what you have to do to. So
the CG team remade all the busts.
You can speak.
all the busts for both
And
Fujiko
slower.
and Ayame with more quality. They also sent us the busts for the twins and the busts for the twins' father, I
Yep.
think. Okay.
Oh, we don't know the name yet.
Yeah, it's Daddy. So far, his name is Daddy.
Yeah.
So,
Zaddy.
they send us the assets. We have to decide which expressions we want, and we have to combine which eyebrows we want, and which eyes, and which mouth, and whatever, for every expression that that character will have with every costume. So we have to do that for the regular clothes and naked, and in case of Ayame, naked normal, and naked 10, then naked 10 lines, and whatever, for all the costumes of the character. And after doing all of that in the regular size, since we are making, in this case, busts for Fleeting Iris EF, we have to resize all those images with the proportions that we need for the coordinates that we want. And we have to do that for every single image with every single expression and every single costume that every single character has. So I've started doing this like first day, and so far I've done all the busts
Half of
for
them.
Daddy
Half of them.
and
A third of them.
the twins. And I finished today the
Fujiko.
busts in the big size for Fujiko today. I still have to do the small ones.
So you're gonna be doing busts until the end of the week.
And Ayame has like 40 different costumes
Sorry, how many did you say?
slash variations. 40, no, it's more.
Oh, variations, dude. You just scared me. I thought you was gonna say costumes. I almost had a heart attack right
Yeah,
now.
but for example, normal and normal 10 and normal 10 lines count as like 3 different costumes.
No, I understand, but
Because I have to do all of them.
I thought he meant like 40.
But I
costumes.
think it's more than 40. I think it's like 50 something.
Yeah, but that's variations. Yeah.
Yes.
But we are only doing the ones that we need right now for the show.
Yes, absolutely. And each one of those has like I think it's near 40 different expressions, maybe over 40. I can't remember. I am has a lot of different expressions. So yeah, I still have to do like all of that. And this is just for the busts, nothing else.
So basically, you'll have to crunch the entire week just for those.
Yes.
That sounds super fun. Listen. I don't envy you at all. So yeah, that's pretty much just for busts. There's so much work that it's hard to see where it's at or how much time it takes. People have no idea. It's just add to that, like I've been so tired. Again, I had no vacations. I'm working as hard as I can on this. I'm at a point where I'm always tired. I have migraines almost every day, more than once a day. I'm at a point where I get fucking dizziness sometimes. I just get dizzy out of nowhere. So yeah, we are 100% doing our best. We are doing as hard as we can to put out the best possible patch. I feel like this stress won't go away until I take a break. But yeah, I'll just, again, I feel like I just have to hold on until Christmas. The shoulder patch is almost done. We are having a lot of fun working on this patch. It's different. We will have we'll be having a lot more fun if we were working on the Halloween one, because we love working on the puzzles and whatnot. But unfortunately, life is not perfect, and shit happens. And we couldn't work on the Halloween patch this year, but there's next year if God, God forbid nothing wrong happens. But yeah, just to answer a couple of questions, just crossing fingers that is not that much vanilla there. Where is there, Morgan? Is there a Jack event in Christmas, or all male characters are new? All characters involved in the Christmas patch will have enticings. Like all of them. Will there be some awesome NTR moments where Robert suspects something? Yes. Any idea of when the patch can come out? We won't take as if as was set in stone, just to get a general idea. No, I won't give a set date, because you say that you guys won't take it as if it was just set in stone, but then most of you will. So we just stopped doing that because it's not our first rodeo. We've been doing this for 8 years, and we know when we tell people even a small approximation, if we say Friday and it only comes out on Saturday, people are going to give a shit. So yeah, you guys can guess. Imagine it's some NTR scene and you're trying to guess, and then it's not, and you get cucked. I don't know. Uh, yo, listen, you guys won't you anything that I tell you that to you guys that it's coming out tomorrow. You guys are going to get disappointed. Um, so okay, there will not be a lot of vanilla per se. Almost all of the characters in the Christmas patch will have sex with people that are not their partners. I can tell you that. If but I think it's more focused on cheating than it is on NTR. I think there's like 9 anti-scenes, and I think like two of them are like completely NTR, and the other seven are just cheating with some fun twists. The story and the scenario um the story that leads to them is is what makes the thing spicy. Yeah, the Christmas party will not be the Christmas party will not be ruined by someone finding their partner having sex. That might happen with characters that might not get as mad with having their partners having sex. But yeah, you'll have to wait. The scenarios are really funny, and the reason what that leads to a lot of the sex is Melvin is one of the main scenes. Will Mr. Red Nose be in the Christmas patch? No, we won't have reindeers in the Christmas patch. Um, I mean, we might have some brown nose, but no red nose. Yeah. So yeah. I know a lot of you guys will like for me to like give you a set date on the shoulder patch, but I can only say that we're trying our best, guys. Like it's been we're exhausted at this point, but we are still doing our best, and I can tell you that we're close. Most of the background work that has to be done to do the patch is done, and after that is just mostly creative stuff, and it's the most fun part. But the part where you have to like choose assets, create maps, uh, get the busts in their right shape and whatnot, and all that crap. It's that part that is exhausting. Most of it is done already. So yeah, once that is out of the way, and especially considering that right now we don't have I don't have to write the scenes in like a trillion different ways. The ones that are left writing aren't going to take a lot of time. I've already wrote a few, and I know that it's a massive difference. It's a massive difference. I write them like really really fast, and using the new system where we don't we no longer draw the full pictures. We just cut out the heads, and which makes the game smaller. Um, and it doesn't make it annoying to sort out on RPG Maker, which is what just having like different eyes and different eyebrows and whatever in the game folder, and then just call them as we needed them, and creating multiple layers of yeah, that will take a considerable amount of time. That's the only reason why we don't do it. It's because of that, and there's limitations because of our scripts, because there's a lot of stuff that our scripts use. Okay, so basically RPG Maker VX6 has a limitation where you can only have 9 pictures showing in the screen at the same time. And a lot of those guys that uses like, okay, here is the bust, that's picture 0, and then there's the guy that's like picture 1, and then there's her mouth, which is 2, and their eyes, which is 3, and the nose, which is 4, and the eyebrows, which is 5, and then the ear, which is 6, and then you see how that starts piling up. Even if you mix match the eyebrows with the eyes and whatever, and you just make them, eventually you're gonna get a script or something like a light script or a fog script or whatever it is that has to use one of those images, and you're going to start getting a lot of bugs. So games that are lightly scripted, that are very basic RTP maps, whatever, it's easy to do that with those games. But when like working around the the limitations of RPG Maker VX8 is really annoying, and a lot of times people don't even understand why we have to do something in a certain way. That's the reason. Like, I am very, like, at some point I was about to scrap working the shoulder patch on EF. Like, literally, you guys have no idea. I almost, like, halfway through, I just scrapped the I almost scrapped the shoulder patch from EF, and I was going to remake the whole thing in MV. The only reason why I didn't do that was the only reason why I didn't do that was literally because we already had made so many sprites, so many assets uh for the patch. That's the only reason why I decided to just not do it. We had all the sprites for all the characters. They're the sprites that are really cool. Were like a masked. When I'm saying mask, I don't mean like a face mask. I mean literally like an Halloween, like a costume. Noel wearing a costume is walking Ayame on her dog costume on the street and whatever. That animation, that sprite took a long time to do. Basically, all the new costume for Ayame, we already had all of those done. There was so many, there was so much stuff. There were so many assets that we had already done for us to just scrap, and still I was very conflicted. I almost did it. For those that don't remember, the reason why we did Fleeting RZF first, it was almost as a joke. Not as a joke, but like as a test, because we had to work on the bestiality patch, and a lot of countries do not allow that, and Patreon does not allow that. So we were like, okay, we won't be able to release this on Patreon. We will release it for free on our website. And we released it on Fleeting RZF for two reasons. For those that don't remember, we finally found a way to circumvent the DLL, which you cannot edit for RPG Maker VXAs. We were able to circumvent those limitations to be able to increase the resolution of any game on RPG Maker VXAs in from above 640 by 480, which is like a set maximum resolution by the DLL, and it's really hard to circumvent that. And when we were finally able to do it, we created Fleeting RZF, which is where we were planning to release future games. After we worked so hard on it, scripts wise, making all the maps that we will never get to use, all that stuff that you guys know we've been through, most of you know that we've been through, a lot of people started getting bugs on Fleeting RZF. Like, they can't use this one version, they have to use this other version. You can't full screen it. There's still like size limitations, blah blah blah. We had to try it because obviously we were invested in VXAs. We were map invested in VXAs. We were asset invested in VXAs. And we were just, trying to slow down what we didn't know it was inevitable. And if I knew then what I know now, like, we had to try. Like, the script worked for us. Literally, we could there were again some limitations, but we could release the game with higher resolution and whatnot. And then we used Fleeting RZF as a test to see if it worked and if we could do future games in Fleeting RZ in RPG Maker VX8 with the new scripts and whatnot. And as we gave you guys that script, that version of the game, a lot of you started getting bugs and you couldn't run the game. And then we created another version, and it worked for a lot of you, but it didn't work for everyone. And we cannot have a game that you pay for, and it's not acceptable if even one person is not able to play it. I know some companies don't give a fuck and they just play like numbers games, and if you can't play it, just ask for a refund, blah blah blah, and then they just don't give a fuck. Um, for instance, I bought Call of Duty. It didn't run on my old computer, and when I asked for a refund, they were like, "Oh no, we have like this refund policy." And I'm like, "Yeah, but your game doesn't work, and you're not helping me making it work. And I know that I have enough, enough. My computer is powerful enough to run it. I have way more than the minimum specs. I'm doing. I did everything that it says in your website. I cannot run your game. Yeah, but that's not our fault. You have to figure it out." Yeah. So some companies are fine with doing that. We are not. And that was like sometimes you just get gutted. You just get it feels like life just sends you another curveball to keep you humble. And Fleeting RZF was like our last attempt at not losing all the effort that we worked for in VXAs 8 years ago. And that's when we realized VXAs had ran its course. All our assets, all that, everything that we've worked for, all the maps that we created, just gone. All the money that we spent, all the scripts that we made, we're gonna have to remake everything again. So yeah, it felt like shit. And then we moved to MV, and I'm happy we moved to MV. And the only thing that I regret in that is not doing it earlier. Like it guts me that we didn't make Fleeting Aries on MV. But then again, at the time we didn't have the knowledge that we have nowadays. We couldn't create the assets that we create nowadays. A lot of people know that Fleeting Eyes was a learning experience. It was a beautiful learning experience. I'm proud of what we achieved with what VXAs permits you to do. But at some point, it just guts you. We worked so hard on many of the assets. We spent so much money. We did so much to be able to make it work, and it didn't. And now we are finally moving on to MV. And the only thing that I regret is that you guys are not getting the Shota patch in MV. It will have higher resolution. The maps will look better. Everything will look better. I don't know why I didn't do it. The bestiality patch, I get it. I get it. I get why we tried to do it with VXAs, because it was a test. But once we realized it didn't work, right there and then, I should have thought we are going to move EF to MV. Everything that we have done, it's completely on me. The Shota patch should have been done in MV. But yeah, luckily I wised up early enough to do Journey Abroad and Bloodlust very soon in MV, and there may or may not be Fleeting Aries and Fleeting Aries MV remakes coming out maybe next year. I don't know. Just we'll see. As for the Shota patch, I promise you guys we are working as hard as we possibly can on it. But yeah, this year has been taking a toll on us, physically, emotionally. But we promise you guys are going to get the product that you've been waiting for so long for. We will be doing it justice. We have been working as hard as we can on the Shota patch. The only thing that it doesn't have is animations, because our animator is feeling like college thesis, and he didn't have time. But I did an alert for it right at the start that we wouldn't have animations for the Shota patch. But yeah. Let me just check what you guys have been saying, and try to answer a few more questions. Morgan said, also when I said that, I meant like, for example, before the 15 or something like that, but it's okay, we're almost there. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it with a with a fucking 15 foot pole. You have no idea how much I am waiting for the Shota patch. I know, trust me. But I guarantee you don't want to play it as much as I want to release it. Well, get in line. There are patrons who voted for Shota content 6-8 years ago. Yes. After tons of troubleshooting with people both on F95 and on Discord, I actually think all issues with the F are gone when people follow the guides. Yeah, but a lot of people just don't follow the guides. I remember having a guy that we spent like weeks trying to troubleshoot it with him, and eventually he just got a new computer and it worked. Foster, I know, bro. I know. We want to release it so bad. You have no idea. We just want to put this out. We want to put the Christmas patch out, and we want to go on vacations. We want to rest. We need it at this point. Um, Confan asked, have you reached the Journey Abroad part yet? I was working really hard on Journey Abroad. It's where I was focusing most of my time, but it was just taking too long. And first of all, we are not charging people for Journey Abroad. We haven't charged this single month for. Actually, I'm lying. I think there was a month that I charged by mistake, but I told people if you ask for a refund, we had like 7 followers at the time. But we haven't been charged. Like we've opened our Patreon for Journey Abroad. Technically, we opened our Patreon for Journey Abroad in like, I don't know, like May or whatever, when we knew we were gonna start working on it, and we haven't charged for it. We already gave order on Patreon for not to charge in November. So there's a possibility, there's a strong possibility that we still release it this year. But right now, releasing the shoulder patch and the Christmas patch is the priority. And if we can release it this year, awesome. If not, we will just do what we said we were going to do initially, which is going to alternate between Hit and Bloodlust. But yeah. Thinking me here on the podcast, info on progress. What do you mean info on progress? I don't understand, Zelmate. I don't understand the what you're saying. But yeah, I'm loving working on Journey Abroad. It's really fun to work on. I'm really invested in that project. I really love that project. But yeah, the shoulder patch and the Christmas patch are the priority right now. And as we are like, it's just we in my personal opinion, we don't put out trash. We are not going to rush stuff out just for the sake of rushing stuff out. And I feel like people have been seeing our growth, and have been seeing the increase in quality in everything that we do, and we always try to put out better content. So we want Journey Abroad's first version to be perfect, and if we have to set it aside a little bit for the shoulder patch and the Christmas patch, that's what we'll do. I feel like most of you have already seen a lot of the screenshots that we worked on. For those that didn't, I'm going to post one now. But I'm really happy with I'm really happy with what we've been working on. When it comes to, I just need to give me a second to see the name of this file. Basically, in terms of like the whole appearance of the game and the mechanics, I feel like it's gonna be so cool. Like I already told people a lot of times, it's gonna play like a Persona where you have like social links, in a sense, where you can go and meet characters and you can advance their story. I'm just so happy with what we're working on. It's going to be really really cool. I've been loving. First of all, I love the transition from VXAs to MV. Yes, all my fears had come true. There's not a lot of scripts. Our scripter has to work on most of the stuff. There's not a lot of assets. I literally have to work. I literally have to create most of the assets in which we work on, in which we add to the game, especially in the main character house. I had to personally make so many of those assets, which thankfully is a skill that I have acquired and worked on while working on Fleeting Iris. So I've been improving a lot on it, and a lot of you have already seen the previews for the maps for Journey Abroad. So yeah, how hard we've been working on those. So yeah, we've been working on so much stuff. But I'm really really proud of what we achieved. I'm really proud of on our growth, and above all, I'm really proud of our community. Like, I know people have been telling me, people have been saying this and that in like ULMF and F95 and other Discords and whatever. Don't care. I really don't care. I could not possibly care less. I always tell people the same thing. Just let them talk. Like I don't give a fuck. We have been able to foster such an amazing community. Um, People have been so patient with us, and that's really all we can ask. Like, we're trying to do our best. We're trying to release the best possible games in all regards, regardless if it's Fleeting Hours, regardless if it's Fleeting RZF, regardless if it's the Christmas patch, Bloodlust, Journey Abroad, the MV remakes, whatever it is. We're just being like probably trying to make the best possible games, and I feel like in the end it's gonna work out because people are eventually are going to recognize our work and the quality of the stuff that we put out. I know that there's a lot of people with distrust that they are used to having like patrons just trying to milk out, putting like almost no work, doing almost nothing. People are going to find like so many reasons to attack us and say that we're just breaking promises and doing this and doing that. Like just ignore it. Just ignore it. I really don't give a fuck. And neither should any of you. Like you guys are paying us. You guys are giving us an opportunity to work in this game, not them. So why waste our time or why waste your time in giving them any sort of like gratification or like just ignore them. Just literally just ignore them. You guys are what matter to us. You guys are why we try so hard to put out the best possible games that we can. You guys are literally the reason why we do this. Why we want to put out our legacy in terms of games. So that's all that matters to us. And as long as you guys keep giving us an opportunity to keep working on our games and to keep trying to put out the best possible games, that's all I can ask for. I'm gonna do one last round of answers, and then if you guys want to ask any questions, meanwhile, do take this time. And we're gonna go about our lives. Isaac has to go, and I have to go finish some stuff, so I can call the work day over. That fan has said, have we reached the Journey Abroad part yet? Yes, we put it on hold. It's funny how my YouTube name is that family still call me Cassian like on Discord and Patreon. Yeah, because I started calling you that, and that's how I met you as. So it's normal to me. It's like me calling Foster as Foster, and then he says no, but it's latex. I know, but I'm sorry, Foster. Is the plan about releasing two versions of Journey Abroad at the same time still on? Yes, Omero. That plan is still 100% on. We are going to get, as we said before, the vanilla. It's not vanilla, but it doesn't have help me out here. Incest. It doesn't have incest. That version is going to go out on Patreon. And the incest version, which is it's literally going to play out completely different in many regards, is going to be released on Subscribestar. However, if you're a Patreon supporter, you can go on Discord. If you prove us that you're a Patreon Discord, you can get the the other version. Yeah. We'll try to make a way to automatize this process. We have no idea how to do it yet. The easier way will be to create like a password for some file online, and you will be able to get it. But that will just open like ways to piracy. So we're trying to decide if we care, because some studies say that we shouldn't, but the vast majority of studies say that we should. So we don't know. We might just manually give it to everyone, or we'll find a way to serve everyone with quality porn. Yes. Yeah. Another I am latex for my power. Another thing that we've been working on, because we've been working on so much stuff, is full animations and voice acting for Journey Abroad right from the start. At least for the entire scenes, many different modes and many different reactions. We already have 3 characters voice acted, so yay. We are also working on our own launcher. Don't worry, it's nothing intrusive. It's just a nice little launcher that checks if you have the latest version, tells you where you can get the latest version, helps you like like troubleshoot if you can run the game or whatever. But yeah, we are working on our having our own launcher, which basically just extracts the game for you, runs the game for you. Um, yeah, it does a lot of neat stuff and it looks good. So yeah, we are working on our own launcher. It's not intrusive. It doesn't check anything online. The only thing that it does is check if you have like the latest version. It basically checks for a file online that checks which should be the latest version and tells you your version is this version. You should have this version. So yeah. Um, so yeah, you guys don't have any more questions. We are exhausted, as you probably have, as you probably can tell. I apologize for not doing the podcast earlier. We were just, let's just work on the game. We'll do the podcast when the game is out. Let's just work on the game. We'll do the podcast when the game is out. And yeah, we've been taking a lot longer than we planned to. We keep adding scenes. We keep adding changes to the scenes. But honestly, like most of the times, I could just blame the CG team and whatever. They've been working so hard, guys. Yeah. The CG team has been working so hard, and well, their scenes look so great, guys. So, yeah, if anyone wants to put any shit on the delays or whatever it is, just put it on me. Might have been me just deciding to add too many scenes to the game. That might have been me just being too overly ambitious. I'll take full responsibility for our shortcomings. This one, because I know for a fact that my team is working their hardest and they're doing their best. So yeah, if anyone wants to talk shit, just talk shit about me. So yeah, series we did. You'll have to rewatch the podcast. So yeah, guys. Again, I'm sorry we haven't done the podcast earlier. But I'm happy that we did it today. It was fun. It was good to take some of this weight off my chest. I know a lot of you are impatient, but I promise you we are doing our best. I think this is all for today. I appreciate you all so much. You guys have no idea. But I promise that once the shorter patch is over, that will be my way to show you the gratitude. And I hopefully you'll like it as much as I enjoyed working on it, and you'll be able to see the effort that the whole team put on it to make the best possible patch or game or whatever way you want to look at it. For me, that's all. Isaac, you want to say goodbye to the guys?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. I'll see you guys very soon with another podcast and hopefully a shorter patch very, very soon. So yeah, no date. Soon, team. I love you all. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Much love. Take care.